Hey y'all, welcome to the Fill-In Station. It's a new day, another opportunity to either make money in the market or to just learn from the market. But first, let me go ahead and give my disclaimer. I am not a financial advisor. I just enjoy teaching people how to build generational wealth. And yes, the stock market is just one of those avenues. So this video is for educational purposes only. If you could please like, share, comment, all that good stuff, because we learn and we grow together. With that being said, let's get started. So we are now looking at the VIX, and again, I look at the VIX because it kind of helps me have an idea of what's going on with the SPY. So as of right now, we had support at around 1755. We broke, back to the upside, found support there, moved back to the upside. Now, we have a few layers of support which is now our resistance for the VIX. So I would say we have to definitely be careful. In my opinion, it's moving sideways, ready for a move. Right now, 1787 is our support. Resistance around 1790, not far away. So breaking the 1790, we could have trouble again around 1797, and 1803. As you can see, there's a lot of layers, as I said before. So where are the trouble places for the VIX? It would need to break back above, I would say 1813. We could possibly have trouble. 1831, again 1844, and if we break that, 1871, breaking the 1871, 1886. Now to the downside, if by chance we come back 1775 and find support, if we break that level, we can come back to 1755 and 1739. So those could be trouble places. Again, in my opinion, it looks like it's just moving sideways. So we have to be very, very careful, as the market can go in either direction. We are now looking at the SPY, and I know this chart looks really congested, and that's because I trade the SPY often, or this is something I like to watch, right? So it has been moving sideways or consolidating, or what I like to say, the gathering spot here. Looks like we bounced off of that only to have trouble around this 602.10 area. I have the high of the candle here was 602.10. I had 602.19 marked, so not far away, right? Now, it looks like we consolidated there, for a bit, and only to get rejected and come back to the downside. What's important is price came back to this area here. So this 599.60 is definitely an area I need to watch for the SPY. If we break the 599.60 to the downside, we could very well come back to the 599.29. As you can see, that's where price had been, under 599.29, 598. Let's say 598.98, breaking that level, 598.29. If we break the 598.29, which is not far from the ATR trailing stop at 598.24, breaking that level, we could very well, come back to 598.04, 597.72, 597.10, and under that 596.71, breaking the 596.71, 596.45. In my opinion, it wouldn't surprise me to see us back at this 595 area for the SPY. Again, my opinion, not financial advice. Now, back to the upside, we would need to break back above the $600.98. As you can see, price had been resting here at this area before. So that was support. It is now our resistance. Great example of that, right? So back above $600.98, we could possibly have trouble 601.40, breaking that 601.77. And if we break that 602.07 area or 602.19, it could very well be a trouble place there. And I'm going to just say here at 602.50, if we break this level of 602.17 or 602.19 area, 602.50, and if we should break that, I would watch around the 602.86 as a trouble place for the SPY. Now, if we break that 602.86, we can come back to 603.24, could be another trouble place for the SPY. So if you're trading today or trade the SPY today, I said trade carefully. I would definitely watch, because we have been trading in this gathering spot, moved up, got rejected, only to come back, and find support here. I'm going to move to a higher time frame just to see, again, I know my charts are very, very congested. So, just to see where we are with the SPY on the 1 hour chart, it shows again, we knew that we could have trouble. I wanted to show that we knew we could have trouble in that area, and that's exactly where our sellers were in that area. What's interesting is looking at it on this 4 hour chart, and again, I know it gets very, very congested once we move to a higher time frame. So let me see if I can fix that so it'll be a little bit more comfortable on the eye. There we are. We're getting there, right? So now what's interesting is looking at the SPY on this 4-hour chart, because we got rejected at this 20 EMA, and we already had this level of 601.77 mark before this moving average, was there. So that's important that we mark those areas. It just goes to show that, we can find support and resistance without those areas, but it's interesting to see it now. Being rejected at that 601.77 area, are we going to break through it the next time, or are we going to get rejected? It looks, that candle that it's forming on this 4 hours interesting, so we have to be careful with that. So again, y'all, if you're trading this SPY, those are just some of the things I wanted to point out. Would be very, very careful. Let's go to Tesla just to see where we are today. We closed at 397.15. Tesla is doing kind of like the same thing that the SPY was just doing, creating a gathering spot for us right here. Again, I'd like to look at the 30-minute chart. Now, as of now, Tesla came down, found support here around the 395.50, and as you can see, that's where the body of these candles are here. So that 395.50 area, or let me make sure I have 395, 395.54, 395.50. I would watch that area for support as, for Tesla. It looks like, if we break 397.16, which we're kind of like at that place of support here. So that will be another area that I will watch for Tesla, 397.16. Now back to the upside above 398.26. We could have trouble again around 399.17, and if we break that, we could possibly have trouble at $400.38. And as you can see, it's just kind of like where the bodies of the candles are here and kind of here. So I will watch this area of $400 and about 40 cents, 43 cents, and that's just, let's go back, $400.32. I would watch Tesla around that area. Now, breaking that, we could possibly have trouble 401.95. And if we break that 404.83, breaking that brings us close to the 200 EMA on this 30-minute chart, around 405.41. Now, if we break the 405.41, we could possibly have trouble again at 407.89. So those are areas to the upside, that I will watch for Tesla. Now, back to the downside. If by chance we break under this ATR trail and stop under 394.17, we could very well find support 392.73, and if we lose that area, we can come back to, let's see, 390.42, and if we break that level, 389.51, and I'm just here at the bottom of where those two bodies right here gave us kind of like a double bottom here, so that's around 389.40, around that area. If we break that level for Tesla, we could very well have trouble around 387.46, and breaking that level, 384.91 would be another trouble place that I would watch for Tesla as support. Again, not financial advice, y'all. It's interesting to see us at this place, with Tesla around the 397 when we were in the 460s, close to 5, in a higher time frame then. So yeah, that goes to show anything is possible, nothing is guaranteed. So we're now looking at NVIDIA closed at 118.42, and I'm going to see if I can make that a little bit clearer for us. So 118.42, where are the trouble places to the upside? I would say 112.28, 122.64, 122.87, 123.20, and again here at 123.82, breaking that 124.41. Now if we break this 124.41 area and break through 124.97, we could again have possible, resistance at 125.50. And if we break that 125.98, so I'm gonna have to go back out so I can get back to the downside, because there's a lot of support places. So if we break under, let's say 121.45, we can come back to 120.89, again at 120.62. The low of this candle here was 120.62, so we need to watch that area for NVIDIA to the downside. Breaking that, we could find support at 120.24, and if we break that level, 119.96, and it looks like now it's getting rejected at this 5 EMA, so we need to be very careful with NVIDIA. If you are trading NVIDIA today, y'all know I always say trade carefully in the market. Anything is possible, nothing is guaranteed. So we are now looking at AMD. We closed at 115.05. Let's see where our trouble places are for AMD as of right now. It seems like we're finding support here around the 114.25. We've bounced from that. I would use the 5 EMA as another resistance area, 115, let's say 115.19, 115.20 area. for AMD, which is right where the body of this candle, where the wick of this candle is. So we have to definitely watch that. Let me see if I can mark that without, yeah. So I will watch this area here for AMD as of right now, because price came to this area, which is right where the 5 EMA is and right where it's trying to break from now. So we need to be careful in that area. If we should break past that, we could again have trouble, let's say around the 115.48, and if we break that level 115.71, breaking that, we could possibly have trouble around 115.93, and if we break the 115.93, 116.44 could be a trouble place, which is not far. 116.50, which is that 50 EMA right here on this 30-minute chart. Breaking that level, we could possibly come back to the ATR trailing stop at 116.70. So we definitely need to watch the 116.70 area, because in my opinion, that's strong support or resistance for the ATR trailing stop. If we break that level, we could possibly have trouble 116.91, and if we break that for AMD, 117.22. Now let's see if we can figure out where the downside is. As of right now, our support is around the 114.25 area. Yes, let's see. Yes, 114.25. And if we should break that, we can come back and find support here, 113.58. And if we break the 113.58, I'm just looking at where the body of these candles found support. 113.21 could very well be a support area for us. And if we break that 113.21, we can come back to this area of 112.80 and find support. So if you are trading AMD today, those are places to the upside and to the downside that I would definitely watch. I say so often, y'all, anything is possible. Nothing is guaranteed. So we are looking at Netflix, and as we look here now, Netflix is trading in a gathering spot for us. And if we look, this is price. Let me see if I can remove that for a minute. So it seems like price is just trading in this zone here, up, down. Support is around, let's see, the 898, 868.04 area, or 867.99, and resistance, I really need to move that. Resistance is around 971.56. So as of now, this is our zone that Netflix is trading in. So where are the trouble places? If we break above 971.56, we can come back to, you see where the top of these candles are, kind of like gives us a range or a zone, 974.26. And if we break that area, we could possibly have trouble 975.88. And if we break that level, 977.89 could be a trouble place for us. And if by chance we break through that, 980.54, and if we break the 980.54, 982.27 can be within reach. And now back to the downside, under this level of 967.99, we can very well come back to this area of 966.20. Breaking that can bring us back down, I would say, to around the 964.36, which is not far from the ATR trailing stop at 963.57 for Netflix. So if it break under that 963.57 area, we could very well come back down to the 961.36. And if we break that 961.36, I would watch the 960.79 area. Breaking that brings us back to the 200 EMA at 958.25. So those are areas for Netflix to the upside and to the downside. Y'all, today should be a very interesting day. Let me say that in the market, we see so many different things happening. So we have to be careful to make sure that we trade what we see and pay attention to that. Again, this is the SPY. I look at the SPY often. It looks like we came down here, found support, and it looks like we're trying to move back to the upside. As of now, 601.40 is going to be a resistance area for us. It would not surprise me to see us continue to get, rejected and move back down. In my opinion, it wouldn't surprise me to see us back at the 595 area. For the SPY, again, not financial advice. Anything is possible, y'all. I said that often. Once it goes against your why, get out. Make sure you have your stop losses or whatever it is you choose to use. Make sure you have the discipline to execute that, y'all. I hope that everyone have a very profitable and a very, very productive day. Again, if you could please like, share, comment, subscribe, all of that good stuff, because it helps and we learn and we grow together, right? So until next time, y'all, have a wonderful day today. Be blessed as well as a blessing unto others.